All right, we are live on our Google Hangout here in the offices of Porch.com in Seattle, Washington. I'm with Matt Ehrlichman, our CEO. I'm Craig Sincata. Thanks for everybody who's joining us today, participating, and also for the questions that will be coming in and the questions that people sent us ahead of time through email and over social channels. So we're gonna in the true spirit of an AMA. We're going to allow people to ask whatever's on their mind, whether it's about Porch in general, our relationship that we have with Lowe's, how professionals can work with us on generating the best possible leads for their business, how we've built we've had questions come in about our network and pro quality and how people get on it, and then just what's in the future for Porch.
Yep.
So cool. So we will. I'm going to start with a couple that came in prior to, and then we'll dive right into some of the ones that are coming up here. First is, there's a lot of different players in the sort of lead generation space, and if someone's thinking about working with a partner, this person asked, my dollars are valuable, and if I want to invest them in Porch, what is it about Porch that I'll get that's going to be different from working with somebody else?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's great to be here with you all. I think really what it starts with is how different Porch is and how the approach we've taken from the very beginning. When I started the company 2.5 years ago now, we launched 22 months ago. We took a very different approach of using data at the center of the experience to be able to really tell the story of a professional. And what that has done is homeowners are coming to Porch and are doing research. So they're actually digging in and then being able to learn about a professional and being able to choose the professional that is the right one for them. And that is really great, not only for the homeowner but for the professional, because we're showing them pros that their neighbors have used, or contractors that work on homes just like theirs, or people that are verified licensed or have high BBB scores. And all this trust building is happening on Porch, so that when you actually get a call or get an email, that the conversion rates of those are so dramatically higher than what happens on any other site, that it's a good outcome for the professional.
Excellent. So one of the questions that's come through, and it's actually similar to to one of the ones we got earlier. It says, so thank you, Dennis. Like to address how Porch will advertise the business in the store and on Porch for the store, assuming that's in reference to Lowe's. So what can somebody expect when they set up their profile, not just when they look at it on Porch.com, but when somebody goes into a Lowe's store? What's an experience like in Lowe's stores? I know sometimes people may go into a store and see signage and talk to professionals who are very well informed on it, and might have a different experience than some of the other ones. What can somebody expect from a Lowe's perspective and on Porch.com on the profile set?
Yeah, so we've had lots of questions on this over the time, so it's great to be able to just talk about exactly where it is. So Lowe's had invested in Porch 19 months ago, give or take, 20 months ago, as part of our Series A investment. And so they are a minority owner in the company, an investor, but a partner, and a great partner. We really, I'm proud of the relationship we've built together, Lowe's and Porch, and all the things that we've done in a relatively short period of time. So Lowe's rolled Porch out across its 1,700 stores. So when I say roll out, that means that they put signage up and they train their associates to know to use Porch. Now, what we found, when that happened, we expected naively, certainly, that all the associates would know about Porch. And what we've done is, because there's so many new associates that are working, and it's just such a big machine, there's 250,000 associates that are working out there, that we have to constantly be training associates. So we've hired people that are actually going around to stores and making sure that they continue to get trained, they continue to know how to use the Porch solutions that are inside the store. We track with Lowe's what percentage of their associates have actually gone through the training and are actually actively engaged, and it's about 2/3 of the associates are actively engaged. And so sometimes we've had situations where professionals go into a certain store, and for whatever reason, that particular manager hasn't pushed it as hard as most managers have, and so it may not have really sunk in for those associates about the tool that Porch gives them to help their customers get a professional when they're actually there in the store. But most most stores you go in, and there's just awesome, beautiful signage. Need a handyman porch, need a plumber porch, need an electrician porch, painter, landscaper, for all these different types of professionals. When homeowners are in the store, they can now get their project done, whether they're doing it themselves or if they need help with a professional.
Right on. Dennis, looks like there's another follow-up you had, which is about needing a dual address for having being it looks like in Arkansas and Missouri for Porch in all areas. So how would a professional who is across multiple states, whether it's through zip codes, and how would they do something like that?
Yeah, so right now in the system for a profile, you have a primary address, and so if you have multiple locations, you still choose what your primary address is. But then you can actually, in the system as a premium professional, be able to choose what zip codes you want to really target your marketing toward, and that's great. I mean, there might be certain zip codes that you want to really focus on getting business from, and so you can actually choose where you want to be able to target the marketing. Porch is trying to be exceptionally great, and we're in the journey. We're vastly better than most, but of really allowing professionals to focus on what types of jobs they want and where they want to get those jobs. And again, we're imperfect on that right now. We're spending lots of development resources to be able to let professionals really specify that and be able to perfect that for them. So in this particular case, yeah, if you get set up as a Premier Pro, choose the zip codes that you'd like to subscribe to, and B, upload the project history of where you've done your past work. So many professionals upload 5 or 10 projects that they've done, but then the system, Porch, we don't have a deep understanding of the types of jobs that you do and the areas that you do jobs. If you upload all of the past projects that you've done across those 2 different states, the system will automatically know that, okay, you've done work in these neighborhoods, and we can help to feature you to people that live in those areas.
So you just talked quite a bit about data. I think data is important. It was a question we had got prior to this, which is there's a lot of data. If you look at the network of over 3 million, over 3.2 million professionals, we have over 130 million projects. Where does Porch get a bulk of its data? And as a complement to that, how does privacy factor into how people should think about what we do with their data?
Yeah, it's a great question. These are good questions. So these come up a lot. So first, on how we got the data. So when we were very young, we looked at, before we even launched, looked at public data just to get the company and the platform stood up quickly. So for example, Porch has licensed streams that are coming in from all 50 states, so we know which professionals are verified licensed at any point in time. That'd be an example. Project data, we get public data as well. But really, what's happened as Porch has grown, and as we have the partnership with Lowe's, and really as we just this company's kind of caught on, professionals now drive the data into the platform. Mm-hmm. And so professionals come in and they'll upload thousands of their past projects into the system because they know that we are able to then feature them to similar homes that they've worked on and similar neighborhoods. We're able to just show them more. Mm-hmm. And that creates a lot of value. Not only are we able to feature them more, but by understanding the past projects they've worked on, we can turn on really interesting features like the homeowner watch list would be a good example. So we will actually track for professionals for all of the past homes they've worked on, when that homeowner moves, where they moved to, so their new address, and who moved into that old home, who's the new homeowner there. And that way you can actually hit a button and send a personalized postcard out if you're a premium professional. And so there's these cool things that we can do with the data. And again, right now, professionals really upload the data. We have lots of big partnerships. The BBB is an example of an exclusive partnership where you don't have to have a BBB score, but if you do have a grade, we're able to bring that into the system as one more piece of information that creates trust. So partners. Now, I do want to talk about the privacy, because that's a question that that our team has gotten. That's a question I got from the very beginning, when we were in the basement and just getting the company started. So when you're dealing with a home like we are, trust is paramount. Creating trust for homeowners to help them to know and really feel like they're getting the right professional. That's why data is so important, to surface that to consumers. But also letting professionals know and homeowners know that we're not just pushing all of the information, everywhere. And so we committed to professionals that when they upload the information, that we're not just pushing the data. We're not showing, for example, if you go look at a professional's profile, we're not showing the addresses of their past projects. Even on the map that shows the neighborhoods they work in, we randomize where those pins are, on the map, to be able to create that layer of privacy. The name Porch, maybe you even know this, but it was actually chosen before you even got here. It's the in-between space. It's that public space of a private home, and maintaining that right level of transparency and privacy is really important. And that's worked really well. Like, we really have had great support from homeowners. We don't get complaints on that. I think we've hit the right balance.
Sort of a little bit parallel to that, you mentioned the profile, and I think the profile is such an important part of the experience, because it's where professionals tell the story of the work that they're done. It's where homeowners are able to get inspiration on it, and ultimately how people connect. And one of the questions that has come up a lot from professionals, which is the phone number that is on their profile may be different than what they have. It looks, it's an incorrect phone number. So can you talk a little bit as to why the phone number would look differently when a pro sees it on their profile?
Yep. This is one of those other things that we've had questions on, and it's great to be able to, for those that are watching, to be able to explain what we're doing. It's very simple. So there's something across the internet called the tracking number, and it simply is used for marketing and be able to help you know where your contacts come from. So we put a local number on, for professionals. So when a homeowner calls, we're able to tell a professional that, hey, this call came from Porch, so that you know where those calls are coming from. We can do other pretty cool things where when a call comes through, that call now comes right into your app that we provide for free, for professionals. If we can actually match to an address, we can now show for premium professionals, we show smart lead information for that phone call. So, hey, here's the home that it's from, here's the value of that home, here's how long they've lived in their home, or some kind of cool information using our data to help broaden their understanding of who that call is coming from. There's a bunch more stuff that we can do on that, but really it's about just creating more value for professionals and giving them better visibility, so those calls show up in the dashboard, the analytics tools that we provide to professionals. If somebody didn't want that for whatever reason, I don't think there's any reason not to. We don't charge for the phone number or anything like that, but we can always change that for a professional if they request us to. But we then can't provide any of those features or that visibility, obviously.
Another question that's come in, this one looks, maybe it's helping somebody get a little bit more specific. Is there a way to, it looks like the septic area in particular, can somebody have their profile and their area, their category to be specifically on septic versus plumbers? Or is it?
So every professional can come in and they can choose two things. They can choose which professional types they are. So they're a plumber, they're an electrician, they're an HVAC pro, etc. Then they also can choose what types of services they offer. And so you can be as specific as you want to in that. And so I encourage every professional to be very specific, so we really know exactly what types of jobs you want to be able to get. But yes, they can be as specific as whatever level of specificity is they'd like to be able to define, here's exactly the types of work that I do.
Cool. So, Dennis, feel free to chime in again with another question if you want some more clarity or specifics on that. We're happy to continue on that one. Another thing too about, as we're talking about the network and our pro types, we have there's a lot of pros on the Porch network, and it's a very broad network. It's an open network of the good and the bad, and we've been asked several times by professionals, even if we should be using the term professionals for some of the people that are on our site, and there are people out there who may not be the best, that aren't the greatest option for people. And the question is, why would we not just remove those professionals from the network? Why have an open network versus something where everybody has been sort of tested and vetted to be the absolute best?
Yeah, so I believe it's like Google would be a really good example. Google isn't trying to, only have the best websites in its database, right? They have all of the websites in its database, and they try to be really good at prioritizing and showing you the ones that are going to be most relevant to you. And we have a very similar philosophy. If a homeowner comes in and they're searching for a specific professional, they see somebody that's working down their street, at their neighbor's house, and they search for that professional, we want that professional to come up. And if that professional has had really bad reviews, or they have an F on BBB, or they aren't licensed or anything else, we want the homeowner to be able to know and to see that and make a good informed choice of who they work with. We don't want that just to be a blank result. Now, we are really committed to trying, it's in our best interest and good for professionals and good for homeowners, to have the best professionals show up the highest and be able to push those professionals really hard. I'm not going to give away an announcement too early, but within the next month, in about a month, we'll have a really cool announcement about some things that we're doing for professionals that are really good to be able to push them even harder across the experience. I'm really excited about that, actually, just because we're going to be able to give them meaningfully more exposure across the site and make sure consumers know they're great. So yeah, we are absolutely trying to push the best professionals, but we still want everyone to be in the platform.
We got a question in specifically on just how they should think of Porch from a lead perspective, and people asking like, hey, may have gotten more leads in the first month than I did in the second month. How can we? The question is, what can you do to explain why leads may vary from month to month? What is it that the tools, whether it's the tools that we use or the levers that we pull, what is it that would explain to somebody why leads may vary from month to month?
Yeah, usually what we hear is fewer leads in the first month, and then more in the third. It ramps up, and that's just a function of getting the profile set up, getting all the data in, and letting Porch continue to have confidence that you're good. The more positive reviews you have, for example, the more we're able to push a professional. What Porch does, and certainly our responsibility for premium professionals, is to get homeowners to their profiles. It's fascinating to look at the data, but the conversion rate on those profiles varies dramatically based on the information that we have. When I say conversion rate, I mean the percentage of people that make it to a professional's profile, who actually end up calling them or emailing them. So we see a 300% boost in conversion rate if a professional has uploaded 50 projects. We see a 600% increase in conversion rate if they uploaded 100 projects versus 5. As they get more and more positive reviews in the system, you see conversion rates continue to spike dramatically. So there's all these things that just happen and grow over time. So that's one reason that as the profile improves, people become more confident when they look at that professional. Secondly, there is just a function of seasonality, the ways that what is happening on Porch.com, where does the traffic come, what kind of marketing stories do we have, what kind of PR do we do at that point in time, and all the different ways that we get out in front of homeowners on Porch, through Lowe's, through our other marketing partners that are out there. We drive business to professionals in many different ways, and those are never perfectly smooth. It varies over the course of the year.
Yeah. Another question that comes up a lot is there what is the when someone has a premium profile and it's sponsored, what's the difference between that and how the algorithm works for how pros get listed? So the question was, is there a way for people to pay their way to the top of the Porch results ranking when somebody looks for a pro?
Yep. So as of this moment in time, and again, I'm looking forward to doing the next one after a month, because there's going to be some things that change on this. But professionals can have two types of profiles: a basic profile, which is free, or a premium profile, which is paid. How the premium program works is that professionals can choose to subscribe to one of 4 slots for their type of professional in any zip code they'd like to. So they might choose the whole county, that's where they want to work. They can focus on 5 of these zip codes where they really want it to get more work done. That's been a very very popular growing program. But professionals can have a free profile as well.
Mm-hmm.
In the organic search results, we don't factor in paid status. Today whoever's the best based on the data on the platform are the ones that we surface in the system. We certainly do a lot of work to be able to create value for our premium professionals, no doubt. We're pushing them in different, again, not like Google, where there's different kind of sponsored slots, and so we certainly push them in those sponsored slots, feature them on different places throughout the site. All these ways that we can create more value for premium professionals, and they do get dramatically more leads. Last month, I think it was 12 times as many leads as a basic professional. And that's part of what we're trying to do is make sure that they get great value, but we want to make sure that homeowners trust and are able to find the right professional for them. So we try to accomplish both those two things.
Next question is on just reviews. How does Porch, one of the things that's common in the industry is gaming of reviews. So for professionals that are they want to make sure that the reviews that doesn't happen. So what's the reviews process like to ensure that there's no gaming of reviews on Porch?
Yeah, I'm sure that the professionals, contractors, watching this, that experience it across lots of different sites. Yes, there's lots of gaming happening across the review sites in general. Competitors reviewing, brothers, cousins, all this kind of stuff. One thing that Porch can do well and to create trust is because we have project data, we have the ability to create verified reviews. So we know that this homeowner who actually lives at that home has done work with that professional, and that creates trust for consumers certainly, and that's been part of our strategy. Professionals can. So if you think that there is a fake review, we actually have a team here that moderates and checks and goes and reviews those cases, and so you just have to call in, and we're happy to review that for you.
Cool. I think one last question that folks brought up, that somebody brought over, which is, and it kind of it hits a little bit on the network part of it, which is, what is your ultimate goal for Porch? Is it to have the place that people come to get the best professionals? Is it the place that people come to where we have the most professionals to give you the most insights into it? From a professional perspective, what's the goal of Porch right now?
Yeah, so I would say we have I think it's a great question. I think we've got two goals. Up on the wall, in our office is love your home. And so we are trying to help homeowners everywhere by taking away all of the fear and anxiety and distrust and all of these negative things that people experience with their home, and replacing that with information and trust and delight. And helping them, at the end of the day, to love their home. And that's something that we really do focus on. And certainly helping them find great professionals that they can trust is core to that. But certainly it's more than that as well. So really help them to be able to take care of their home and improve their home very, very, very effectively, very easily. For professionals, we want to be the core partner, for professionals to help them run, not just grow, but to run a better business as well. And we believe that we are on the path to be able to do that, because we really are taking a very different approach. We're the youngest company by far, but we've grown from 25 people to 485 people over the last 22 months, and it's because we're doing some really really cool things. For professionals, we want them to know that they can put their money or their time, their investment, into Porch, and be able to to have a really positive experience. And B, we want them to know that we're going to put them in a better place for a very long period of time. So we really do look for great professionals who want long-term partnerships. And it's not just about getting leads. That's part of it, and that's part of our responsibility to help them grow. But it's about using all these other tools that we can be able to provide them to, again, be smarter and run a better business.
Cool. I think we're coming to the end of our time. Is there anything as we close down here to think about that you may want to add on at the end? One thing I do want to let everybody know. So this is something that we're going to be doing regularly. You can always send a question to askmatt, ASKMATT, at porch.com, and Matt will get back to you within 24 hours. And we're also going to use those as a bit of a foundation for the next time that we do that. So if you have questions, keep track of them, send them to us at Ask Matt, and we'll address them both in email, but also the next time we get together to do one of these hangouts. Anything else top of mind for you before the 4th of July comes around?
Yeah, I would say first, thanks, sincerely for the partnership and the feedback and the thoughts. We wouldn't be able to build a company without the professionals, and we certainly wouldn't be able to help homeowners like we do without great professionals every day doing the amazing work that happens. So I'm actually very appreciative. Second, I'm also appreciative about just being part of this journey of building a company from nothing to one that really is trying to change this industry for the better is not easy, and that it is a journey. And so having these partners with us that are along for that journey and really seeing where we're taking it, to be able to provide this transparency and this trust for consumers, and providing a better way for professionals to get the types of work they want in the places that they want it, and really focus their marketing activities is what the world will go. And so I'm appreciative for those that see that and believe it and are part of building this. So
cool.
Yeah. Have a happy 4th.
Excellent. Thanks, Matt, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the questions. And again, email us at Ask Matt. Matt will get back to you within 24 hours, and we look forward to doing this again soon. Have a great weekend, fun, safe, relaxing 4th of July.